So imagine for a second, right? You're an IT manager.
Right.
You're responsible for the AV equipment in, say, 100 different conference rooms.
That's a lot of room.
100. And you have to manually update firmware or just, check if a screen is broken in every single one. Imagine the chaos.
It's a logistical nightmare.
Which brings us to what we're looking at today. It's a product listing from HDTV Supply. And it's got a bit of a mouthful of a name.
It does. It's the Kramer VSM-CLOUD-5Y-PACKAGE-100.
Exactly. Now, it's a software license, but our mission here is to really dig into how a cloud platform like this can turn, well, a bunch of dumb screens into an intelligent managed network.
And it's a pretty detailed listing. We're talking about a 5-year license for what they call VSM on cloud, and it supports up to 100 devices.
Let's talk about the problem it solves first. I mentioned the IT manager running around. That whole sneaker net approach, with a USB stick.
Yeah, the sneaker net, it's so inefficient, and it's reactive. Well, you usually only find out a screen is broken when a user calls you, already frustrated, like 5 minutes into their big meeting.
Right. So this package is meant to flip that whole dynamic. It's listed at today's price of $10,800.
Which is down from an MSRP of over 13 grand.
So that's a serious line item on a budget. The ROI, the return on investment, has to come from somewhere more than just, convenience.
And it does. It comes from centralizing command. You're not just buying software, you're buying a single dashboard.
A command center.
Exactly. An admin can deploy, manage, and monitor every single connected device from one spot without ever leaving their desk.
So it's centralizing the physical labor. Instead of walking the campus, that $10,000 investment buys you a single pane of glass. The listing mentions health checking.
And that's the core of it. Monitoring storage, on-off status, firmware versions.
That's the shift from reactive support to proactive maintenance.
Absolutely. If a unit in conference room B is low on storage, you know instantly. You can fix it before the user ever even walks in the room.
And the firmware part, that automated device updating, that seems critical.
It's huge, not just for new features, but for security compliance.
Okay, so a new vulnerability is found.
Right. You can push a patch to all 100 devices at once. The entire network is secure immediately, not over a 2-week manual rollout.
That integration of functions really seems to be the theme here. I mean, look at the digital signage feature.
Yeah, that's a big one. Most organizations treat digital signage as a totally separate ecosystem. Separate hardware, separate software.
Right, but this VSM package just builds it right into the collaboration hardware.
You're maximizing the use of your assets. When a screen isn't being used for a budget meeting,
it flips over to being a communication tool. HR announcements, company branding, whatever. No extra hardware needed.
You're turning idle infrastructure into active value, and that same seamlessness applies to the user too, with what the source calls the VIA 4.0 interface.
An interface designed to reduce friction, especially for guests. But the one feature that really stands out to me is the automatic disconnection, because we've all seen it. Someone rushes out of a meeting and leaves confidential quarterly reports up on the main screen for everyone to see.
Precisely. The system basically cleans up after itself for security. And for the manager who has to justify that $10,000 spend, the usage analytics are probably the most valuable tool of all.
Oh, that's pure data-driven decision-making. You get actual reports on which devices are being used and how often.
So if the data shows the screens in the East Wing are never touched,
you stop upgrading them.
Yeah.
You put your budget where it's actually being used. No more guesswork.
And there's even a safety aspect with the alerts feature.
You mean being able to push messages to all the displays?
Instantly. For an emergency, you can override every screen in the building. It ties the AV network directly into the building's safety protocols.
So when you look at this whole package, we're not really talking about just buying screens and cables anymore, are we?
No, not at all. You're buying uptime. You're buying management. The goal is that the tech just works. It's invisible to the user because all the complexity is handled remotely.
It really feels like we're moving toward a state where the building's infrastructure is more aware of its own status than the people inside it.
In a well-managed network, that is absolutely the case.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If our meeting rooms can now track their own health, if they can report our usage habits back to management, and if they can double as marketing displays the moment we turn our backs, at what point does the office building itself become the most attentive employee on the payroll?
That's definitely a perspective worth considering.
Thanks for diving in with us.